trying to front feeble, and I slipped out and pretty much just punched the ground, and my I don't know, like the full compression is in my wrist, and my wrist already sucked because I broke both my hands like right here on both sides. Um, I chipped this one time. It was like a freshly paved driveway, and I slipped out of a manual and like landed on the edge of it with my body weight, and it um, chipped the bone right here. But then at my local, we have two two sizes of quarters. I'm sure if you've watched any of my other videos, you've noticed like I never skate the bigger quarter, and it's not as much the size of it as it is. One day I had and went to go do a disaster on the big one, and done them, probably 10 times in a row right before this, and we were playing a game of skate, I think, or we were just like best trick in it. I can't remember, but I go up, do it, and I love to try to get as much air as possible and land. And when I went back in, I was full confidence because I'd already done it 10 times before this, that I just push it back in. So the quarter pipe itself is like 5 foot tall, and then I'm 6'3" and a quarter, I count, and so that puts like my head and everything. Like I'm pretty much coming like full momentum down, like 170 pounds, and I clip the coping. So my board stays, and I pretty much just threw myself straight to flat. And I went to catch myself with both my hands about like this. And when I hit so hard that like the Sharpies and stuff that was in my pockets just flew out. It went everywhere. And I didn't know that they even did that. I was dazed, had adrenaline going. Later on, my whole side of my thigh was bruised, and I went back up to the bank, and everybody was like, "Dude, are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And people was bringing me stuff that flew out of my pockets, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And as I was sitting there coming to, getting more and more like conscious, the adrenaline's coming down, I just start feeling super sick to my stomach, and then my hands are just like on fire. And I just looked at the guy next to me, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I gotta kick it, bro. Like, I think I messed my hands up." And so then I proceed to skate from the park all the way, like, pretty much into town so that I could use a phone, because I didn't have a phone back then. And we ended up going and getting them x-rayed, and they wasn't like destroyed, but they were like fractured and then put back together, I guess. And my hands ended up giving me problems. Like anytime I do something, like I couldn't do push-ups, I couldn't really pick up anything heavy, because then it would just feel like if I did push-ups, it would feel like there was a nail running through my hand into my wrist on both my hands. And then picking up stuff heavy, it almost felt like I had stacked chicken for like 2 days, and like picking it up, it felt like something was pulling or separating, and it would hurt continuously past them. But since then, that's why I never messed with that big quarter. Although I'm starting to want to, but it's just one of those things. Like I got muffed up so bad on it that I don't want to touch it anymore. Like anything that I do on the small quarter, I used to do on the big one. And when I go to other places, like the that mini ramp at Noonan is almost as tall. It's probably only like 6 inches shorter than the quarter pipe that's at my local, and like I skated it pretty much fine. The difficulty with that is just trying to figure out how to continuously keep the momentum to go back and forth when coming out of tricks versus straight dropping in. And like I've skated other things that are as big as it, but I don't know. Since then, just hanging up and clipping has been a huge thing. All right, this is feeling better. I'm gonna go do a little bit more.